Shedeur Sanders. As a veteran, what's impressed you the most on how he's approached the game?
All the time he takes, showing up early. Coach's office is easily seen when you walk in the building, and almost every morning you see him in there, talking through plays, talking through schemes with coach, and making sure that he's ready for his moment when he gets called up. And I appreciate that level of maturity and
So apparently, Myles Garrett just snapped on the Browns coach because Shedeur Sanders is still warming that bench like a museum display. The NFL's scariest man didn't just raise his voice, he went nuclear. The locker room turned into a full-blown reality show explosion. People are whispering, cameras are catching side eyes, and no one knows if Garrett's outburst was about football or flat-out frustration. What did that coach say to make a beast lose his cool like that? Is Shadur about to take someone's job or make someone lose their mind trying to stop it?
The only person that matters that I want to hear from on the Browns. He the only one. And he telling you he mature, he in there early, in the coach office, going over plays. I don't want to hear nothing but the media, because they ain't in there. Myles Garrett is in there, and he just said it out of his own mouth. I don't want to hear from nobody, no Mary Kay, no Rex Ryan, no Joe Blow, no Tony G, no Tony Rizzo. Y'all are not in that meeting room. Y'all are not in that facility every day, walking with Shadur.
Right now, Cleveland's tension could power a whole stadium. Myles Garrett, the Browns' human tank and king of chaos, went all out, breaking the calm like a thunderclap. Word is, he didn't just question the play calls, he torched them. Dude was fuming so bad, you could practically hear his veins tapping out, "Play Shadur" in Morse code. It's like he's been holding it in for weeks, watching the same predictable plays while the one spark plug they've got stays parked on the sideline. Imagine being so furious that even your helmet looks like it's begging for a transfer. Fans are watching this like, bro, is this football or a soap opera? And honestly, who can blame Myles? Week after week, Shedeur Sanders stands there holding his helmet like he's waiting on an Uber that's never gonna show up. Meanwhile, the Browns' offense keeps running plays that make it look like they're allergic to winning. It's painful and hilarious all at once. But here's the real issue. This isn't just about one player sitting out, it's about what that decision means. You've got Myles Garrett
in Cleveland, but not many of them wanted to gravitate towards Shadur, who was good, except for Myles Garrett, and they still coming for him too. They still coming for Myles Garrett. They said he make too much money not to be playing well, like he's not a leader. That's what they said today. I'm like, oh, now he's not a leader. You see, it's everybody but the Stefanskis. And when he says coaching got to get better, he won't even say I have to do better.
The man who's been carrying this defense like it's his 9 to 5, staring around the locker room thinking, why are we wasting the one guy who could actually wake this team up? Every moment they keep Shadur benched, that tension builds, and now it's exploding loud enough for the whole league to hear. Shadur's got that Colorado flash, that viral swagger, that main character aura the Browns have never seen before. He's got style, he's got confidence, and he knows how to make headlines without even touching the ball. And Myles Garrett? Please, he's not the type to whisper when something's off. When he says Shadur needs more snaps, that's not a casual comment. That's an earthquake politely telling you to move your house 5 feet to the left before it crumbles.
Bombshell about Shedeur Sanders. And it sounds like he already knows that Shadur should be QB1. Myles Garrett just said Joe Flacco is going to be vital for whoever. He didn't say Dylan Gabriel. He said whoever is the quarterback moving on for the rest of this season, Joe Flacco is going to be vital to help them. Why didn't he just say Dylan Gabriel? That means Myles Garrett knows that Shedeur Sanders is going to play.
Word around the locker room is the vibe shifted hard. The second Myles started talking, the air froze, teammates stopped mid-lace up, and even the coach's clipboard started sweating bullets. You could feel the tension like static in the air. Let's be honest, the Browns are stuck in that familiar twilight zone where they're not terrible, but they're definitely not good enough to act like they've cracked the code. It's like watching a genius who keeps pressing the wrong button over and over again while pretending it's part of the plan. Think of that one coworker who insists their way is best, even though their way keeps crashing the system. Yeah, that's Cleveland football right now. Garrett's tired of it. Fans are tired of it. And Shadur is sitting there like he signed up for a Netflix drama instead of the NFL. He's watching the chaos unfold like, is this a team or a rerun of last season's mistakes? And let's be real. Everyone saw this blow up coming from miles away. Literally, Garrett's been dropping hints since training camp. Every interview, every side comment, he's been throwing subtle warnings that this moment was coming. Now the offense has slammed face first into another wall, and Myles finally lost his patience. The man doesn't want another safe field goal that fizzles out. He wants fireworks, explosions, touchdowns that shake the stadium.
I had seen that Shedeur might be playing after Thanksgiving sometime. Maybe. I don't know. It's just speculation. But I'm saying sooner than later. With Myles Garrett saying that, man, he didn't seem too happy. I know they just had lost, but he didn't seem too happy to talk about Dylan Gabriel stepping in. You know, they always gonna say, be the professional and say the good things, but your emotions and your body language telling me otherwise, that you weren't excited about what you seen, because you really got the same production that Joe Flacco was giving you besides the turnovers.
Picture this, early morning in Cleveland, the practice field still covered in that misty breath of cold air. Coaches are yelling, whistles are blaring, and Shadur is out there throwing rockets so clean, NASA might start recruiting him. Every spiral's perfect, every throw crisp, like the man's auditioning for the highlight reel of the year. Meanwhile, Myles Garrett is watching from the defensive line like a proud big brother watching his sibling ace every single test, while still getting grounded for attitude. You could see that frustration bubbling, and eventually, boom, it exploded louder than a stadium speaker. If there was an award for most likely to call out the coaching staff, Myles already has it sitting in his trophy case right next to most terrifying human in a helmet. But this isn't just about hype or social media buzz. There's depth here. Garrett's not fighting for Shadur because of clicks or clout. He sees it, that real, game-changing potential.
That we kind of alluded to before, Darren, is, all right, the coaches knew that. If Myles Garrett can see him every single day in the coach's office, as he so put, why is it that the coaches or your people can't step up and say, hey, look, the young boy is in here putting work in. He's putting the work in.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why they didn't do it, because, again, when Rex Ryan had his little soliloquy on that Friday show on Get Up, that would have been the one. And I don't know if I would have asked that question right after the game, but I know, like, that Monday press conference or that Wednesday press conference, it would have been addressed to Kevin. But, again, I think the local media didn't ask because, you know, maybe they side with what Rex is saying, you know, even though I don't know who is, like, seriously, like, what source would he?
Shadur plays like he's got a built-in highlight reel looping in his brain 24/7, cool under pressure, lightning when it counts, and dripping with that rare swagger Cleveland's been starving for. Garrett's message is simple. If you've got a Lamborghini, stop driving the minivan. Meanwhile, the coach is over there mumbling about strategy and timing, trying to keep his composure while Garrett's glare practically screams, your strategy's been timing out since preseason. Fans at home are yelling at their screens, begging, just give the kid a shot. But nope, the coach is out here acting like it's a chess match, while the whole city just wants to see some fireworks in the end zone. And the irony? It's delicious and painful all at once. Cleveland finally signs all these explosive talents, then stuffs them in a box labeled use later. Like, seriously, who buys fireworks on the 4th of July and says, let's save them for Thanksgiving? Garrett's done pretending patience is a plan. The man's aura alone could shake helmets off. At this point, even the mascot's probably backing away slow, thinking, yeah, this one's above my pay grade. You know things are really bad when a defensive end starts demanding changes on offense.
Going to be the number 2, but how excited, how ready, how great would that be for you to have an opportunity to go out there and back up Dylan in this game in Pittsburgh?
Oh, well, no, we're going to make sure we do everything we can to make sure Dylan ready for the game. So, whatever that means. So each and every day, even when Joe was the starter, everything, prepare the right way and be ready to know that you can get out there at any point in time. So, I'm overly confident within myself. So I know when I first got here,
That's like a firefighter storming into the kitchen to tell the chef he's burning the soup. When that happens, you know the alarms are blaring. Myles Garrett isn't just mad, he's fed up. This man's always pushed for the Browns to rise up, not just survive. He wants domination, not damage control. And right now, in his eyes, Shedeur Sanders is the spark plug sitting in a garage while the car stalls on every drive. But let's be honest, the Browns locker room is basically a full-on sitcom at this point. You've got the quarterback clinging to his composure, the coach swearing everything's fine, and Myles pacing the floor like a lion that just found out his zoo stopped serving steak. It's tension, chaos, and comedy all mixed into one wild scene.
Seeing Shadur kind of hanging out with you a little bit between reps on the field, maybe picking your brains a little bit or whatever. Just wondering what your thoughts are on Shadur, kind of how he's conducted himself this camp, and then now he's getting the start on Friday night. What are your thoughts?
I mean, he's funny, he's optimistic, lighthearted, but he works hard. He takes it seriously, his craft, and he's watching what the others are doing and doing it his own way in which only he can. So, looking forward to see him, during these preseason games and how he, manages the offense. But
reporters are circling like sharks, trying to catch every quote, every glare, every breath. And right in the middle of it all, Shedur's over there pretending to stretch while his name trends on social media for the third time this month. You can't script this kind of madness. It's Cleveland in pure form. There's something beautifully messy about this team. Every season starts with hope, then comes the confusion, the drama, and eventually the blame game. And this time, Myles Garrett just crowned himself the face of the Play Shadur Now movement. Fans are eating it up, timelines are exploding, and memes are multiplying faster than the Browns can snap the ball. The offense looks flat, the rhythm's broken, and meanwhile, a five-star talent is sitting on the bench, collecting metaphorical dust like a forgotten trophy. And here's the kicker. Garrett's reputation has always been about calm intensity, not locker room chaos. So if he's willing to risk that cool image just to make noise, you know it's serious. You don't unload a rant like that unless you're completely done with the same old safe nonsense. Because let's face it, Cleveland's play calling lately, it's been the football version of elevator music, dull, polite, and way too predictable. And Myles, he's done humming along.
Rex contract coming up. You see the Rex contract coming up. You know good and well. Shadur, and I told people that Shadur is a stimulus package. You say his name.
That's the other thing too, man. That's the part that you gotta give compliments on this. This is what I try to explain to people when it comes to the media stuff, man. It's like you have to understand if Shadur is what you were basing stuff off of, especially for clicks and stuff like that. Even if you talk radio, if you're going to talk about Shadur, you have to still kind of protect him because here's the thing. He can cut off.
You can practically see Myles Garrett rolling his eyes every single time the Browns settle for another boring field goal instead of going for the jugular. He's not out here trying to disrespect anybody. He's trying to win. He's trying to see that same kind of hunger on offense that he brings to defense every Sunday when he's out there wrecking quarterbacks and shaking up the league. Meanwhile, the coach looks like a man trapped between two hurricanes, one called his playbook and the other named Myles Garrett's death stare. You can almost picture him lying awake at night, sweating, haunted by visions of Shadur throwing perfect lasers while the current quarterback fumbles another snap like he's allergic to control. It's not an easy position to be in, sure, but let's be real. It's one the coach created himself by refusing to adapt. The NFL doesn't wait for anybody. Blink once and you're already yesterday's news. And Garrett, he's not built for subtlety. When he wants change, you feel it in the air. This isn't about ego, it's about survival. He's in his prime, giving his blood and sweat every week, and all he sees is his team wasting moment after moment, opportunity after opportunity like they've got endless time to get it right. And let's keep it real. Cleveland fans live for this kind of chaos. The drama, the energy, the wild storylines, it's pure entertainment. Every Sunday feels like a season finale on national TV. You can almost hear the announcers say, previously on the Cleveland Browns. right before cutting to a slow-motion shot of Myles Garrett ripping off his helmet in frustration. Somewhere, Netflix executives are probably taking notes for their next sports docu-series. Myles versus the playbook, the Cleveland meltdown. Even inside the locker room, things are starting to shift. Players are whispering, eyes are darting, and now everyone's a self-proclaimed body language expert. You've got teammates saying, "Did you see the way Myles looked at the coach?" And others whispering, "Did you notice Shadur smirked during warm-ups?" It's like a live-action soap opera in cleats. Every stare, every side comment, every silence feels like part of a bigger story. But if you zoom out just a little, you start to see what Garrett's really fighting for. Urgency. The man's done with the maybe next week excuses. He wants action now. He wants Shedeur Sanders on that field today. Not next season, not when the timing's right, but right now while it still matters. In his mind, that's not controversy, that's common sense.
Go see him play. You know, can't wait to, and he's like, "When you coming to a game?" I said, "When you play." What am I gonna come and see you sit? I can watch that on TV. I'm not gonna see you sit when you play.
Shedeur is being very patient in this. He probably will get a look. I don't want to wish any hurt on anybody, but I do want to see him play. And if they move up to QB2, it's either because of the media noise or because he's actually earning his spots. And if Dylan Gabriel has too many consecutive bad games, then they're gonna go ahead and get a boy.
Because Shedeur didn't come to this league to warm the bench and collect dust. He came to compete, to lead, to ignite something real. Whether it's fear of change or pure stubbornness, the Browns' hesitation is starting to cost them something bigger than wins. It's killing their momentum right in front of our eyes. Every single game that goes by without Shedeur Sanders getting real minutes feels like another golden opportunity slipping through Cleveland's fingers. The crowd feels it in their bones. Myles Garrett definitely feels it. And honestly, even the water boys probably whisper about it under their breath. Everyone knows what's missing except the one person with the power to fix it. Until the coach wakes up and finally adjusts, it's just going to stay the same. One superstar shouting into the void while one rookie sits there waiting for his shot to shut the world up. And here's the beautiful irony. The second the Browns finally put Shadur in and he starts lighting up defenses, everybody's gonna pretend they believed in him all along. You'll see it. The same fans who called him unproven will be ordering custom Sanders jerseys before his first touchdown replay even finishes. Reporters will rewrite their takes, coaches will act like it was all part of the long-term plan, and Garrett, he'll probably just crack a grin and say, "Told you so." Until that moment, though, expect fireworks, because this saga isn't cooling off anytime soon. Myles Garrett doesn't do backing down. When he pushes, things move. He's built for pressure, built for change, and right now, he's turning that frustration into fuel. Maybe this is the spark Cleveland's been waiting for, the start of the Shedeur Sanders era, or maybe it's just another entry in the Browns' never-ending series called Almost. But if that's the case, it'll sting even worse, because Cleveland might look back and realize they benched the future while chasing the past. And that's the part that burns. This team has the pieces, the energy, and the fans ready to explode with excitement, but the hesitation keeps killing the magic before it even starts. Right now, the locker room's buzzing, fans are rallying, and the coach, he's probably staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., rethinking his entire playbook and maybe even his career choices.
Stay close though. Like, it got so bad, I had to go back to watch Oregon, right? Just to make sure I wasn't tripping. I watched Oregon and I watched Shadur. Nobody can tell me that he's better than Shadur. You can't tell me that.
No, not at Shedur's
You cannot
best.
tell me that.
Not at Shedur's best.
You can't tell me that.
No.
I watched enough tape and I watched enough football and I know enough to see. When I watch these two dudes, I'll probably watch over 20 games just to make sure I wasn't tripping. There's no way nobody that watched both of their films would say he's better than Shadur.
Because when Shedur's moment finally hits and that field becomes his stage, Myles Garrett's outburst won't look like rebellion anymore. It'll look like prophecy. And honestly, that's the most Cleveland thing ever. Every time this city has a chance to go bold, chaos comes first. But oh, when the storm clears, legends are born. The Browns just keep finding ways to trip over their own potential like they've got a built-in allergy to easy wins. It's almost poetic, painful but poetic. And Myles Garrett, he's done watching reruns of Close but Not Quite. He wants a brand new script, one where Shedeur Sanders finally takes the field and shows the world why half the league's been whispering his name since college. Garrett's not screaming for drama. He's demanding change. He's tired of potential staying locked up like it's a secret. He wants action now. You can practically feel the pressure building all over Cleveland. The fans are restless, the locker room's buzzing with whispers, and Garrett, he's probably somewhere in the gym right now, benching the weight of a small car just to burn off that fury. But here's what's wild. Beneath that rage, it's not ego driving him, it's passion. He doesn't want headlines or hype, he wants results. He wants to win, he wants to see that offense finally spark, and he wants to feel that fire spreading across the team like it's contagious. Right now, the whole city's holding its breath, watching, waiting, and murmuring the same thing. Maybe it's time to let the kid play. Maybe it's time to see what Shadur can really do when those lights are blinding, when the moment's too big for anyone else. Because if there's one thing everyone agrees on, it's this. Myles Garrett doesn't throw tantrums, he throws warnings. And when a man like him sends a signal that loud, ignoring it isn't just stubborn, it's career suicide. So yeah, Cleveland better listen, fast, because the next time Garrett blows up, it might not just be words flying through the air, it might be the entire playbook flipping out of someone's hands. This story's far from over, and when that change finally hits, it's gonna be explosive. And hey, if you made it this far, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It helps a ton. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is it finally time for Shedeur Sanders to take over in Cleveland? I'll catch you in the next one.